we go. All right, man. So much podcast content popped off over the course of the weekend. You know, you had Lil Boosie pulled up on the Mike Tyson Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson podcast. I'll play that audio for you next hour. But
oh my God.
Kanye came through and swung by the Joe Rogan Experience. And they was talking about a lot of things. And, you know, it's when you get to, when he talks for long periods of time is when he says, like, you know, occasionally coherent things. But he actually has a dope plan for what he wants to do in the music business. Take a listen.
I was thinking about buying my masters, and I realized that was too small of a thought. I'm going to buy Universal. They're only a $33 billion organization. I'm one of the greatest product producers that ever existed. And I'm a child. I'm 43 years old. I was $53 million in debt 4 years ago. And now it's proven that I'm the new Michael Jordan of products. I went to Adidas, and we were a $15 billion organization, losing $2 billion before COVID hit. I partnered with the Gap. The organization made $2 billion in 2 hours.
But where's your album, bro?
I thought you was going to play Kanye. Who was that?
That was Kanye West.
I hate when he sounds like a white man. It's so annoying.
That's just kind of how he sounds now.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy him. You know, I'm in my infancy right now, and I'm gonna do it next. Next, I'm gonna buy the Morning Hustle.
That is big thinking, though. I think that's a great idea if he could pull that off. And maybe partnering with other people like a Drake or somebody, like people who have all this power, why not? But I don't know if they'd be willing to sell. That would be the
that don't sound like somebody from Chicago is all I'm saying.
But, you know, the money is the money is the money. You know what I mean? Like, you know, these two people talk about they don't want to sell it. You know, especially when you have a business like music, which is like seeing diminishing returns over time. That's why people trying to tap into so many other people's resources. Like, oh, you going on tour? I want them shirts. You know, because the music doesn't have the value as it used to have because streaming just cannibalized everything. So Kanye West could come in and steal the whole Universal catalog and make it bang.
Hey, he could then sample it, guys. You know what? He might be onto something. He could then, if he owned it, he could sample it and then redo whatever he wants to do with it.
I don't think they would sell it to him, to be honest with you.
Even with money, there's also power. Old money understands the importance of power. So, you know, it would be interesting unless you get to like where Michael Jackson. Remember when Michael Jackson was able to buy in with Sony and do a partnership? Yeah. And that was because at that point the industry had changed, like the structure switched and they didn't know what was about to happen.
Well, remember when Bill Cosby wanted to buy CBS and what happened to him? So.
Well, you see
I like the big thinking. I'm here for it.
I'm not mad at the big thinking, but they're going to throw like a child rape on you or so you have like an underage bride. Like something.
He done touched Caitlyn or somebody.
They're going to have pictures and video. It's going to be a deep fake, but, you know, people going to believe it. Moving on to other hip-hop news. Let's talk about Silento real quick. This dude has been in trouble a lot over the last 3 months. Man, listen, he was leaving a club in Georgia, and he was driving 143 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. You know, for anybody who understands Georgia highways, like, yo, you're a super speeder at that point. Like, a hyper speeder. And he was saying, look, people were following me everywhere I go, so there was like 10 cars following me. I had to go 143 miles an hour because I'm not a regular person.
Cocaine.
Bro,
that's all I'm going to say. Cocaine.
If I seen him right here, I wouldn't know who he was. No shade, but I can't see people like running and chasing him out the car. Like,
hey, L'Oreal, he got to have more hits than what trouble he getting into, man. You got one hit. You supposed to get in trouble one time. You got to get some more hits.
It is a classic.
If I saw Silento right now, I'd be like, hey, we're not allowed to have visitors at this station. He looks mad unrecognizable. Like, hey, are you hit? Do you want a prize? Anyway, that's it for me. For stories I'm following. Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud. HEADKRACK.
Getting into, man. You got one hit. You supposed to get in trouble